existence and non-existence of God can only be proved by spiritual means and not this material senses, mind and intellect. As I was saying, they're very limited. How far can you see? An eagle can see further than we can. Limited senses. How much can you hear? Up to a certain distance, isn't it? So our senses are limited. They are material. And that supreme, that divine entity is beyond our material senses, mind and intellect. A French philosopher, Descartes, said, we don't need any proof of God. The very fact that I exist is a proof of God. This is one of the most famous quotations in philosophy. I think, therefore I am. In French, Descartes says, Je pense, donc je suis. The same thing is also in Latin. I think, therefore I am. So my own existence, by our existence, we can infer the existence of God and this outer reality of this world. The scientists who searched the heavens with a telescope and could not find God, they would not have found the human mind if they had searched the brain with a telescope. So it's obvious, the means that we are trying to disprove God, they are very unreasonable. So perception as evidence for proving God is absolutely unreliable. Let's come to the next form of evidence. That's inference. As I said, inferential evidence is the knowledge we get from another knowledge. The Tarka Shastra, etc., Nyaya Shastra, they tell us, Yatra yatra dhumas tatra tatragnihi. Wherever you see smoke, then you infer that there must be fire. If you see smoke coming out of a mountain, then you will say there must be fire. So this form of evidence has been used to prove the existence of God, and inference is far more reliable than perception. Now, according to inferential evidence, most philosophers have said that every action has a cause. Therefore, when we see the orderly movement around us in this world, it definitely gives you an idea that there must be some rule. This creation is not something haphazard. It is intelligent, and therefore there has to be someone, some omnipotent, some powerful creator behind this whole creation, because man cannot even understand its organization till today. Secondly, even the most qualified of all scientists, can they make the sun? Can they make the moon? Can they make the stars? Forget it. Forget creating them. They cannot even understand the outer crust of it. We are still researching, and just imagine the vast expanse of space that there is. I remember what Isaac Newton said, considering what we have achieved in science today, it's like children playing on the seashore, playing with pebbles, and in front is the vast unexplored ocean. We still don't know so much. Then again, we find that the sun, the stars, the moons, the planets, everything is governed by laws. This obviously means that there must be some lawmaker, someone who imposes these laws. That's why everything moves around so perfectly. There is no accident up in space. Let me give you an example. Have you ever seen the sun setting? Say, for instance, on a seashore. You're standing on the seashore and you watch the sunset. Have you watched that ever? It's a very spectacular sight. What do you see? The sun is gradually going down, down, down and sinking into the sea. But mind you, this is an illusion. It is not the sun that has set. It is the earth that has moved. This whole earth, including everything on it. Just imagine how much it must be weighing. Trillions, zillions of tons, right? So how much of energy must be required to move this whole earth? And here we are, this massive energy is moving this earth. It is spinning on its own axis. That's what day and night is. And at the same time, this earth is moving around the sun. Every year, it moves around the sun. At the same time, the sun also moves around in a bigger orbit. And trillions of other planets, they are moving around in zillions of orbits. It's mind-boggling. Just imagine the energy. At the same time, the same energy is propelling us. It is inside us all the time. The Shvetashvatara Upanishad says, Nityo Nityanam Chetanash Chetananam. 6th chapter, 13 verse. That energy is empowering us. It is giving us energy to work. Eko Deva Sarvabhuteshu Gudaha Sarvavyapi Sarvabhutantaratma. 6th chapter, 11th verse. He resides within each and every living being. A lot of people have read the Gita. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hriddesher Junattishtati. 18th chapter, 61st verse. He resides within you. Yatmani tishtati. And it is that energy which fills the lungs with air. It is that energy which makes the heart beat. It is that energy which keeps our body together and prevents it from disintegrating. Nobody can deny this energy, but we want to deny God. We are sitting pretty still and the earth is moving. Can you imagine? We are standing still and there is so much movement going on. We have faith in this energy. We have faith that the sun will rise tomorrow, don't we? So we have faith in this energy, this enormous energy that's moving all the planets in their particular orbits, and we do not have faith in God. Just think about human beings and the level of energy and power we have. Every day there are accidents in this world. There is so much of time, energy, police force put to regulating traffic. Traffic lights, they are not automatic. Somebody has put them to work. And not only that, you have traffic cameras as well to prevent you from speeding, to reduce number of accidents. And every day there are accidents. So how can we deny that that energy is a supreme energy, a divine energy, because everything moves in such perfect order and precision, and there are no accidents in space. We have the great philosophical systems of India. They are called the Darshan Shastras. We just go through them briefly to find out what they have to say. Today, the Yoga Darshan, people know that name. They may not know any other name, but this is what they know and identify with. So the advocates of the Patanjali system of philosophy, they say that we observe varying degrees of intelligence in the world. And from this, we can infer the existence of an infinite level of knowledge. That means the existence of a being with perfect knowledge. This is the argument that even the German philosopher Kant used. He said that from the finite, we can infer the existence of the infinite. I know this philosophical explanations from the Darshan Shastra. Sometimes they need a lot of putting your mind to. But nevertheless, since we are trying to prove God, I'm just briefly referring to them. Let me explain in an easier way from what Vivekananda said. For knowledge, we need teachers. So we have men teachers, angel teachers, God teachers, etc. But these are all limited by time. There must be a teacher who is beyond time. And so we have to admit the existence of one teacher who is beyond time and has infinite knowledge, and we call him God. Let's come to the Nyaya and Vaisheshik. Both Nyaya and Vaisheshik have similar arguments. They talk about every cause having an effect, just as a little thing like a pot, an earthen pot, it requires a maker. So the potter, the existence of a potter is automatically accepted if there is a pot. In the same way, the Vedas say that God is the divine potter. He has made this vast universe. Namah kulalebhya karmarebhyascha namaha. Then again, the Nyaya system of philosophy also says that God is the giver of the fruits of our actions. Ishvara karanam karma falya darshanat. You know the different degrees of happiness and suffering that each one experiences. This is systematically given by God Himself. He rewards and punishes us according to the actions we perform. So Nyaya and Vaisheshik system of philosophy refer to God as the governor, the lawmaker, and the controller. Then we come to the Sankhya system of philosophy. The Sankhya system says that God is the sustainer of the entire universe. Like a bird holding a twig in its beak and flying in the sky. Now when the bird lets go this twig, this tiny little twig, what happens? The twig is not going to remain suspended in the air. It will fall down. So long as the bird is holding it, it will stay there. So God is the one who is upholding this entire creation. Dyava prithivyav vidrite tishthatah. Ved. Many years back, when the American astronauts went to the moon, they were high up in space, and one of them, Armstrong, happened to look down at the earth. What did he see? He saw the vast expanse of space and the earth, the tiny ball there. You know, just as we see the sun and moon, they look so small. In the same way, that's how they saw this earth. A tiny ball hanging suspended in the air. Just imagine, no pillars, nothing. That astronaut thought to himself, where is America? Where is my city? And where is my big house? I thought I had the biggest house and my dog and my big car. He really felt so insignificant and small, and that is the moment he started believing in God. So all these systems of philosophy, they refer to God by inferential form of evidence. However, trying to prove God by means of inference is also very limited. Nevertheless, we have to look into the limitations of scientific progress, because it is due to scientific progress today that the modern mind has become conceited and tends to disbelieve in these monuments of scriptural wisdom. We're going to discuss this subject in a little more detail, because it's due to science that many people deny the existence of God and God as the creator. But if we look at the limitations of science, today science has invented so many big machines, but can science make even a hair? Just think. There are so many advertisements in the world today for bald people. People have tried and tried and tried. People have made money, but nobody has made hair. In fact, they have lost more hair because they have lost their money. Forget making hair. Has science found a permanent solution for gray hair? People have to keep buying all those products, and then it's the same old story. What I'm trying to bring to you is the limitations of scientific progress.